Hi, you guys. It's Yaz, and today I'm going to talk about how a covert narcissist discards you. Someone wanted me to do a podcast on this, so that's why I'm doing it today. Well, let me talk about these covert narcissists. First of all, a covert narcissist, understand this, when you're dealing with a covert narcissist, you're dealing with a basic coward, okay? Covert narcissists are never going to come to you and tell you exactly what they're thinking, what they're feeling, what they're doing. They completely leave you in the dark. So how do you think somebody like that is going to discard you? Well, I'm going to tell you how they're going to discard you. A covert narcissist will cause generally a reverse discard. What does that mean? That means that they're going to basically totally check out from the relationship. They're going to be cold. They're going to be indifferent. They're not going to want to have sex with you, maybe. They're going to tell you that, they care about you, they love you and all of that, but they're not going to show it, all right? And you're going to feel the coldness, the emptiness. You're going to feel like you're living with a roommate. So how does a covert narcissist discard you? Well, they totally shut you out. That's what they do. They totally shut you out. And even though you're in the relationship, you're going to feel alone. And you're going to get to a point where you can't stand it anymore because you're not getting anything from this person. They may make excuses why they can't see you. Okay? There's always an excuse. Oh, I have to work again. Oh, I have to go see my kids. Oh, my mother or my family needs help. They're going to make everybody else a priority except you, all right? So it's like you get to a point where you say to yourself, what are they doing with me? What are they doing with me? If you're not happy, then leave. And when you actually ask these people that and you say to them, it seems like you're not happy, like, what are you doing here? They will completely gaslight you and be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm happy, right? But they're not being honest about it because they may be happy because they're using you for something, maybe security. They could be in a marriage with somebody and just like the security of having a home or have somebody take care of them, take care of their kids, somebody who's also paying into the bills. Yeah, they like all that, but they're not into the closeness of being in a relationship with you. They're there pretty much in body only, and you'll feel it. You'll feel like you're going into a black hole because you're going to be so lonely, all right? And this is what it is. And the reason for that is because the covert narcissist, their mind is somewhere else. It could be with their family. It could be with another person, a secret life somewhere. But what they do is they don't break it off. Generally, they don't break it off. See, narcissists don't want to break it off unless they have to. Because they figure, why should I? I'm getting the best of both worlds. You're offering me something, and then I have what I have on the side, right? So if a narcissist discards you, like blatantly discards you, it's because they have to. Maybe because it's pressure from the new supply. They have to spend more time with them. That now they have to be all in. They have to be over there. So that may be a reason why they may blatantly discard you. But when you're dealing with a covert narcissist, what they'll do, I'm going to give you the different ways they could discard you. They could just ghost you and disappear, okay, and not care, and then just show up from time to time to see you. They could block you and, not say a word. That's so typical of a covert narcissist, to just block you out of nowhere and not say a word. They can start an argument with you and then block you, okay? So the covert narcissist, when they discard you, it's going to be not for what you think it is. Because a lot of times, covert narcissists, they're not going to tell you the real reason for the discard. Like I had a client who said to me, he broke up with her because she bought a new car. And I told her, I said, that's not the reason he broke up with you. He's gaslighting you. He's using that as an excuse. He's breaking up with you because he has somebody else and he's got to break up with you. And he's using that car as an excuse. So that's what a covert narcissist would typically do. They'll gaslight you and they may say things like, you need to work on yourself, or, you need to look in the mirror, or you're crazy, or you have issues. Try to make you the problem. All right. They try to make you the problem. So it gets you to a point where they're not taking any accountability. They're going to, discard you and make you feel like you did something wrong or there's a problem with you when there's nothing wrong with you. Okay. You're just dealing with a narcissist who's gaslighting you to discard you because they have somebody else around. And I had somebody ask, they said, well, will a narcissist leave you even if they don't have somebody? Very rarely is what I have to say to that, okay? 99.9% of the time, a narcissist will never, ever leave you unless they have somebody else, okay? Because they cannot be alone. They always need somebody to validate them. And the last thing they want to do is to leave the relationship, see you go off and maybe get in another relationship and they don't have somebody. That would destroy the narcissist, whether you realize it or not. So they always have to be one step ahead of you. So what they're going to do is when they see the relationship breaking down, they're going to have that person already in place. And that's usually how it goes. And then the other thing too, with a reverse discard, where you end up discarding the narcissist because you feel alone and you feel they've checked out, okay? What's going to happen is they're going to guilt trip you and say things like, oh, you didn't give the relationship a chance, or you never tried, when in fact you did. You did try in the relationship, but this person didn't give you what they should have gave you. Why? Because they didn't want to, or their mind was somewhere else with someone else. So, that's going to cause you to maybe get some cognitive dissonance or confusion in your mind, thinking that whether you did the right thing by leaving them. If you left them, you have to stand behind that and realize that there was a reason that you left them. You didn't just leave them for no reason. If you got to a point of walking out, it's because they did something, all right? And they don't have to do something, blatantly to your face for you to walk out. They could just not be in the relationship, all right? Just because somebody's with you doesn't mean they're with you. This happens to so many people. They're in a relationship with someone and that person is on their phone all the time, zoning into the TV, into a video game or onto other things. They go out with them. They're not really there with them. They're just walking around with body. Let's say you go out with the covert narcissist somewhere. A lot of times, the covert narcissist is there in body only. And you'll be saying something like, come on, let's go over here. Come on, let's go over there. They may be quiet. They're not saying much. Why? Because they don't want to be there. They're being passive aggressive. All right. And a lot of times they do things that they don't want to do. And you could see it with their passive aggressive behaviors that they don't want to be there. And they'll make you feel very uncomfortable. This has happened to me many a times where I would go out with my ex passive aggressive covert narcissist and he would be there in body, but you could see like he really didn't want to do the certain things that we went out and we did, with the kids or this or that, or with family. There was always a face on, all right? So it wasn't genuine. It wasn't somebody who was interested in doing these things or be all in or try to have a fun day. They make your day like miserable because they'll agree to do things, but then they have a face on, okay? And people that dealt with covert narcissists, they know exactly what I'm talking about. That nasty look on their face, right? But the thing is, you guys, it's up to you, okay? This is what people don't realize. People always leave things up to the narcissist, to end the relationship or to walk out. You have to know yourself and know, what you want out of a relationship and whether you're getting it or not. Is this person really making you feel loved? Is this person making an effort, or are they doing minimal effort? Is this person just a body in your house? So many people are in a relationship with somebody who just likes to come and hang out and, doesn't even make an effort to want to be with them, spend time with them, be close, be intimate, be affectionate. You could just have somebody who just likes to come camp out at your place. It's like a little bed and breakfast or a resort to them. They like a change of scenery. That's why they're coming there. They may like to get sex now and then, but they're not all in, okay? Or they could be with you because they're using you for some kind of financial purpose. So you've got to look at your relationship and say to yourself, what am I getting out of this? What is this person doing for me? Am I getting the love that I deserve? Are they putting in as much effort as I'm putting in? Because if they're not, what are you doing? Okay? What are you doing? Then you're dealing with somebody who's basically gaslighting and lying to you, telling you they're all into the relationship when they're not. And that's when, you get to a point where you do a discard, where they cause you to do a reverse discard and you end it because you're just frustrated at that point because you're not getting the love that you should be getting from this person, or you're getting lied to or gaslit or cheated on or any of these things, these toxic behaviors, or they're always devaluing you. So you ask yourself, what are you getting from this person? What are you getting out of this relationship? What are they doing for you? Ask yourself, okay? I'll never forget when I was with the malignant narcissist, and my best friend from Chicago, he said to me, what is this guy doing for you? What is he doing for you? Okay. And I had to sit there like, okay. I was like, okay. And I was like, you know what? He's right. Not much. This dude was a user, and, although he's sitting here telling me how much he loves me, he cared about me and everything like that, this was all the love bombing, the gaslighting, the fooling, okay? So the way they're going to discard you, the covert narcissist, is what they're going to do is they're going to make you so fucking miserable that you have to end it, okay? That's what's going to happen. You're going to get to a point where you're so fucking miserable, you just can't stand it anymore. And that's when generally you're going to end up doing a reverse discard because you are just frustrated. You're just frustrated because you're not getting the fake love that you thought was real love from the beginning. So that's how a covert narcissist, how the discard goes with the covert narcissist. Like I said, they're cowards. So you'll probably end up doing having to do a reverse discard where you have to get rid of them because they'll be, not seeing you as much. They'll maybe tired, falling asleep on your couch, not wanting sex because they have all this other supply that they've been seeing during the week. And then they come see you and now they're tired and they're falling asleep or napping on the couch because they've been going all week with other supply and lying to you and telling you they're going to bed. Okay. So you're just gonna get to the point of disgust. Or what's gonna happen is you may catch them that they're cheating. You may catch that they're on a dating app. Somebody may come back to you and say something to you that they're, out there and they're cheating on you. This happens too. People find out through other people. Or you may see something on their phone. You'll see things on their phone, a text message, or something that looks suspect. And that's when you're going to start to come out of that cloud and realize that this person is not who you thought they were. And that's one of the hardest realizations, is because you really thought this person cared about you. And then the biggest realization is that this person really didn't care about you, okay? And that's when you're going to generally have to do a reverse discard, because that covert narcissist doesn't want to end it because they're getting something off you. That you got to figure out what it is, or they just like having you, the attention that you gave them. So that's what happens, you guys, when you go through a discard with a covert narcissist, all right? Or like I said, if you don't have to do a reverse discard, what they could do is just block you, do a fake discard, and go with the other supply for a couple of months, and then they could come back. See, I did a post on this. A narcissist can come back at any time, and that's the truth. Because I had somebody who asked me a question on the comment section, and they said, well, my narcissist has been, they blocked me. They've been no contact for 4 months. So is it over? And my response to that is, it could be, it may not be, okay? Generally, they're probably going to come back. I can't say when they're going to come back because that really depends on what's going on in that narcissist's life. So they could come back, and especially if you have a good supply, you're offering them something good. Yeah, they could come back. So it may not be a permanent discard, because most of the time it's not a permanent discard. Most of the time they will be back, all right? But don't think that every narcissist comes back. I have to put this little disclaimer here, because there are rare instances where a narcissist may not come back. And that's usually when you're dealing with a very, very independent narcissist, okay? They may not come back because they have a lot of supply and they don't really need you, all right? But with the discard, if you don't do the reverse discard, if the narcissist doesn't cause you to have to do a reverse discard, it's generally a block, a ghost, or they could just, annoy the hell out of you with passive-aggressive, sarcastic remarks, digs. They love sarcasm and passive-aggressive little jabs to the point where you can't stand it and you just got to get rid of this person, all right? Because all they're doing is devaluing you, constantly putting you down, or they're doing passive-aggressive things to irritate you. So, they could be doing all these kind of things, you guys, and that would cause a discard where they want you to discard them so that they could play the victim and tell everybody that you're the big bad wolf and they really tried. They really tried, okay? So that's how it goes with the discard with a covert narcissist. I hope that helps you. I have to run. If you're looking for confidential one-on-one phone coaching, check out the link in the bio, askgaz.wixsite.com. I have limited time, limited availability, so you have to book in advance, you guys. Also, check out TikTok at The Game Exposed for other Reels videos. Everything's on my YouTube at The Game Exposed Podcast. Over 7,000 videos. I have a lot of information on there. Thousands of videos, you guys, for you to check out and learn from on narcissism. You could do a search right on the channel in the search button to the right at The Game Exposed Podcast, and you'll see all, the information that I have on narcissism. Also, Facebook and Instagram is The Game EXP123, and have a great day.